Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. In this video, I'll be previewing India's fourth group stage match versus the Netherlands. This match will be taking place at Ahmedabad. Let's get into this preview video. As usual, I'll be starting off by narrating the stats for international T20s and the IPL and explaining differences between the two. Starting off with international stats, this venue was open in 2021. Since then, 10 T20Is have been played at this venue. The stats are as follows. Batting first is due at 5 wins. Batting second is due at 4 wins. The average batting score being 189. The average second score being 161. Pace economy being 9.12. Spin economy 9.59. Pace wickets 81. Spin wickets 30. And if you're looking at the economy rate, spinners have recorded a higher economy rate than the seamers in international T20s at this venue. And that's why teams have not tended to bowl spinners as much at this venue. There have been cases where teams have bowled 5 seamers and only the 1 spinner. An example being England in 2021 versus India in the T20 series. Adil Rashid was a sole spinner, then they had 5 seamers. And that's why the wicket split is more heavily favoring the seamers at 81-30. And now looking at batting first versus batting second, yes, it says 5-4. But I feel batting first is the way to go at this venue. 200 has not been chased at this venue in international cricket. An example of a successful chase would be the recent match between New Zealand and South Africa. New Zealand scored 175, an underpass score, and South Africa chased it down at 3 overs to spare. They scored 178. So I feel batting first is the correct way to go at this venue. And comparing that with the IPL stats, from the previous year, batting first won 7 matches, batting second won 2 matches. The average first innings score 216, average second innings score 187, pace economy 10.5, spin economy 9.48, pace wickets 78, spin wickets 32. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because in the previous stat, some may think spinners have got a greater economy rate than the seamers, so they shouldn't be bowled often. But in this case, with a higher average first innings score, spinners have got a better economy rate than the seamers. The finger spinners tend to do better at this venue than the wrist spinners. But it's a case where wrist spinners have applied themselves well, have still done well at this venue. And you saw in the previous IPL where teams who didn't play the second spinner, that was the reason why they lost at this venue. Some team left out the finger spinners, and that's why they didn't have another option and they lost the match at this venue. So I would say if you play good spinners, they'll be able to apply themselves there. And if you win the toss, you've got to bat first. And now let's go to the playing 11s. For India, this 11, I've gone with Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Rinku Singh, Akshar Patel, Ashdeep Singh, Jasit Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakrabarti. For the previous match, since the conditions were different, I'd suggested a different composition of 11 where it included Washington Sundar. In this case, I reverted back to the template when playing in the more batting-friendly surfaces India are generally playing on. And it's a case where Shivam Dube will play, but I feel, in spite of what the international stats may say, you've got this opposition, and as I said, good spinners who apply themselves well can still bowl well at this venue. Then you've got the Super 8s being, I think, Zimbabwe, West Indies, and South Africa. Would you rather prioritize batting depth, or would you rather play Kuldeep Yadav where all 4 teams would struggle against him? Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti, Akshar Patel, Ashdeep Singh, Jasit Bumrah, and Hardik Pandya as the 6th bowler. We saw how well he bowled the previous match. That has got the ability to win you a match in any conditions. If you include batting depth, I feel you'll be playing in more to the flow of a higher scoring game. If Shivam Dube walks out and scores a few runs like he did in the previous match, is it a guarantee with 1 bowler short that you win the match? You still have a lot of good bowlers, yes, but I feel with this batting lineup, especially in conditions that we're going to see in Ahmedabad, I feel number 8 would not get a bat. India should prioritize their bowling, and given the opposition they'll face here and in the Super 8s, they should definitely prioritize their bowling and bring in Kuldeep Yadav, according to me. And I feel if India win the toss, they've got to bat first. And now for the Netherlands 11, I've gone with Michael Levitt, Max O'Dowd, Scott Edwards, Colin Ackerman, Bastille, Zach Lyon, Cachet, Logan van Beek, Willem van der Merwe, Arjen Dutt, Fred Klaassen, Kyle Klein. Michael Levitt is a good player. Max O'Dowd has been playing for a while, but he's not in form. And in the previous match, I think they played in Delhi. Bastille scored 72 and batting at number 3. According to me, given the difference in conditions at this venue, the ball move around the Lyon, you've got to get that 45 for 1 in 6 overs, and then you've got to accelerate. In that case, Scott Edwards isn't someone who accelerates straight away, and he's been batting at 5 thus far. He's technically sound. So I'd play him at 3, Bastille at 5, and Colin Ackerman is technically sound at number 4. And their frontline batting ends with Zach Lyon, Cachet. Apart from that, Logan Van Beek is more of a bowling all-rounder who can score a few boundaries at the end, and then Roelof van der Merwe. So if you've got Logan Van Beek and Roelof van der Merwe at 7 and 8, you can't strengthen this batting more than this. And then you've got the finger spinner Aryan Dad who can also score a few boundaries at the end. And I feel they've been bowling him in the power play. And Ahmedabad spinners do not have a good record in the power play, so I would wait until after the power play to bring him on. And he's a finger spinner, and they have decent records at this venue, so I would bowl him outside the power play rather than in the power play. And I've gone with Kyle Klein rather than Tim van der Gugten, who I think the previous match he went at 10 and over. And Paul van Meekeren, I think he's injured as of now, so I've gone with Kyle Klein as the 11 that they should go with. And again, I'll say you saw the mistake Namibia made in Delhi where they won the toss yet chose to bowl first. And yet you saw Jared Erasmus pick up 4 wickets. I feel Netherlands have got to bat first. If they score 170 and India chase that down, I think Netherlands would have played well. So this is a combination they should go with, and they should look to bat first. Moving on to who's got the edge given the conditions. At this venue, the ball move around on the power play. So who's going to get to that 45 for 1 considering the top 4s for India? I've got Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, Suryakumar Yadav. Abhishek Sharma has not opened his account in this tournament thus far, and he'll be looking to do so. Ishan Kishan in very good form. Tilak Verma scoring 20 odds, but he's technically sound. And Suryakumar Yadav, I'd said this in the previous video, on venues of true bounce such as this venue, you'd relish batting at this venue. The Netherlands' top 4 are still technically sound. Max O'Dowd isn't in the best of form. I feel India's top 4 is better, and they'll be facing comparatively India's bowling attack is better than the Netherlands' bowling attack. So I'd say India have got the edge there. And after the power play, you've got to accelerate which team has got the better power hitting. India's got the better power hitting. And the bowling attack, India has got better seamers and spinners. So I feel India have got an edge going to this match. Let's see what happens. If you enjoy this video, then subscribe, share, friends. This is my opinion. Watches.